Have you ever been bullied by your own mom? I'd always thought my stepmom, Lydia, always meant well. Sure, she could be harsh, but whenever she threw out a sarcastic jab at me, I'd just brush it off. I convinced myself that it was our weird little language. Her remarks about my interesting style or how adorably awkward I was at social events always came with an apology afterward and a quick, nervous laugh. Over time, I told myself it was just how she coped with stress, so I accepted it. But last Christmas, Lydia asked if I could host our family holiday gathering. She said she wanted us to bond. I thought it was a sweet gesture. Lydia had always been the one in charge of holidays, perfect centerpieces, gourmet dinners, and coordinated outfits. But this year, she seemed genuinely eager for me to take the lead. My dad smiled in the corner, and I knew it was a chance for the family I always wanted. So over the next few weeks, I did everything. I planned the menu, tested complicated recipes, decorated the entire house, and handpicked thoughtful presents for each family member. Lydia mostly watched, critiquing gently and offering tiny tweaks. Sometimes her tips felt more like subtle jabs, but she'd quickly follow up with an anxious giggle and an apology. "Are you sure you're going with that wrapping paper?" she said one night, eyebrows raised. "It's very festive, maybe too festive for your taste." I shrugged it off. That was just Lydia being Lydia. On Christmas Eve, family poured into our house, and Lydia basked in their praises. "Oh, it wasn't a big deal at all," she kept saying modestly, smiling at me like we shared a precious secret. I felt a small pang, but I figured our bonding was worth a little ego sacrifice. Then Christmas dinner came, and Lydia's friends showed up. They were the type to spend their Sunday evenings at charity galas or high-end auctions, pearl necklaces, gold watches, very put together. As they flooded the dining room, Lydia pulled me aside, her fingers tight on my elbow. "Remember, honey, they think I did this," she whispered sharply. "You understand why, right?" I swallowed my frustration, nodded, and smiled. The dinner started off smoothly, and for a moment, I actually felt accepted. Lydia's circle complimented her relentlessly, and even though I was invisible to them, seeing her happy somehow felt like my win too. I sat quietly, proud of the work I'd done. But then, when it came time to exchange gifts, Lydia's nerves got the better of her, and instead of smoking a cigarette or even just taking a deep breath, she decided to bully me. She lifted the box I'd given her, a beautiful silk scarf I'd saved months to buy. "Oh, Ava," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "This is so quaint. Did you get it from one of those cute little thrift stores you like so much?" Everyone stared. My throat tightened, but I smiled weakly, trying to play it cool. "And her outfit," Lydia continued, turning toward her guests. "She has such a unique sense of style. Isn't it so refreshing?" The chuckles around the table weren't loud, but they stung like needles. And just when I thought it was over, she pointed to the intricate cranberry tart I'd made while announced, "And now, everyone, you must try my famous tart." I slaved like an N-word for hours making it. Something in me snapped. My voice, which I'd always kept quiet around Lydia's friends, rose confidently. "Oh, Lydia, why don't you show them how you made it? After all, you did slave away." "Oh, Ava, you're hilarious. Everyone knows No, seriously," I interrupted calmly. "We'd all love to see you demonstrate the recipe you worked so hard on. It's pretty complicated." The table went quiet. Lydia stared at me, her eyes begging me to stop. I didn't. "Go on, Lydia," one of her friends said cheerfully. "It sounds delightful." Cornered, Lydia rose unsteadily, walking over to the kitchen island. Her hands shook as she gathered ingredients randomly, pretending to know exactly what she was doing. I stood back, arms crossed, as she fumbled with the dough and clumsily dropped spoons. Everyone's smiles turned confused, their polite laughs fading as they realized she had no clue. Flour dusted her expensive blouse, cranberry juice splattered everywhere, and eventually she just stood there. The silence hung heavy. "Okay," she finally whispered, voice shaking. "Ava did everything, all of it." Slowly, everyone's eyes shifted toward me. Lydia's friends looked stunned, then softened. They murmured apologies and praised my efforts genuinely, clearly embarrassed they'd ignored me earlier. My dad hugged me tightly, warmth and validation washing over me. Later that night, after everyone had gone, Lydia approached my room, knocking softly. I opened the door reluctantly. "You think your father would ever choose you over me?" she said. And just before I could respond, she hit me across the head. Full story on channel, link below.